Hi everyone, I am Simone Milasas and I am the author of Joy of Business. And I wrote this book quite a few years ago. It's translated into many different languages. And I wanted to give you some tools that are going to help you with your business. And well, recommend this book. It's like if you haven't read it already, please do. It's also on Audible as well. So I have been working with Access Consciousness for about 21 years. I met Gary Douglas in 2002. And for me, it's like business has always been this like really malleable thing that you can choose. You know, you can choose something and you get to create with it in the world and you get to actualize something different by, a service, a product, or whatever it is. So when I was at school, people would say to me, what do you want to do when you leave school? And for me, I'd say, I want to own my own business. And they'd say, well, what's it going to be? And I was like, I don't have any idea what exactly it's going to be. I just know I liked the idea of business. For me, I know it's weird, but for me, business is joyful. Okay. So a little bit of history here is many, many years ago, I was talking to Gary Douglas and someone was making a choice about something. And I said to him, I don't get it. I don't understand why they're making this choice. And he said, what do you mean? And I said, well, this is about business and business is joyful and that is not joyful. And he went, what are you talking about? And I said, well, business is joyful and what they're choosing is not joyful. Like, I don't get it. And he said, Simone, not everybody chooses business for the joy of it. And I went, yes, they do. And he said, no, they don't. And I went, yes, they do. And he said, no, they don't. And he said, you need to get this. He said, you're different. So first of all, how many of you are different in business? And you haven't been willing to acknowledge it. So everywhere that you haven't been willing to acknowledge the difference that you be in business, will you now destroy and uncreate it? Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys, POVADs, and beyonds. What if it was okay to actually like, being in business? So these next few videos that you're going to receive, I'm going to give you some tools that you can use to start to create a difference in your business and also to destroy and uncreate any of those those funky moments, those limitations, the conclusionary reality that you go to that, guess what, probably isn't even yours. But somewhere you've decided that if you have a conclusionary reality, it's like you have the judgment, it's going to create something greater. It doesn't. It never has, and it never will. So what if there's a brand new space that you can be with your business? So Joy Business, when I had this conversation with Gary Douglas, and he said to me, you need to start doing classes on this. And to me, I was like, oh, how boring. Like, seriously, that's where I went. I went, oh, how boring. And I knew he was correct, though. So I started doing some classes. And at first, I had, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6 people in the class. Please remember that. I started with classes with 3, 4, 5, 6 people in the classes, okay? So wherever you are at right now, it's okay. I mean, I've done classes with one person. It's okay. I still actually did the classes. So I started talking about tools without using tools in business, using access consciousness tools and processes, right? And then at one stage I was like, oh God, I so could be out like, doing business, creating business rather than just talking about it. And then so many people would come up to me and be so grateful for the tools and things that I had assumed where everybody was functioning from. And I realized that they were not. So I realized, oh, this is actually a contribution to people creating their business. So then I started putting it into a book. And like I said, this book is now in Audible and it's also in many, many different languages. So please, if this is something you've been resisting, maybe now is the time to stop resisting it. What I have noticed over the years is everything I have resisted has usually created the most change in my world. So what if now is the time and now is the space for you to actually start receiving some change in your financial reality, in your life, and in your business? So everything it doesn't allow you to perceive no being received, that you can have change, and there's so much more to choose, like so much more to choose. Will you please destroy and uncreate all of the emotional and literal POVADs, right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys, POVADs, and beyonds. And it's interesting because with the literal POVADs, it's all the points of view that you are avoiding and defending. But with literal, it's all those places that you make definite And how many of you have a point of view about business that it's like definite, money, definite. You've already decided that what you cannot do or what is not possible, that you can't be successful because of XYZ. So you hold in more regard your reasons and justifications rather than you get a different choice. You have a different choice. You've always had a different choice. And like I said, what if now is the time and the space to actually choose something different? So I hope you enjoy these next videos that I have for you. Please watch them over and over again and go create your business. Now, create your business is choosing your business. Most people also misidentify that. They go to, oh, I created this, I created that, I'm creating so much today, creating, creating, creating. Well, no, you're actually choosing. You're choosing to create, right? And so every choice is a creation and then something actualizes. So you have this, choice, question, possibility, contribution. So even start with right now, what is it that you would truly like to actualize as your access consciousness business today? So maybe first thing, I'm going to give you some home play. Write down 10 things that you've decided is impossible to create with your business. Okay. And then have a look at the list, look at all of it and go, are these actually my point of view or are these somebody else's points of view anyway? And then run through the list and all the literal and emotional POVADs, destroy and uncreate it, right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine, shorts, boys, POVADs and beyonds. And start letting yourself know that there is no impossible. There's only possible.